Motion is a change in position with respect to a reference point.
Three things of motion. Point of origin. The starting point of an object in motion. Second is point of reference. The basics to which an object is referred as to identify motion. Point of termination or terminal point, the end point of an object in motion or the point that an object stops moving.
There are three laws of motion. The first law, the second law, and the third law of motion.
First law of motion
Yeah.
is the law of inertia. An object at rest will remain at rest. An object in motion will remain in motion unless acted upon by an outside or unbalanced force. For example,
The first law of motion states that an object will not change its speed or direction unless an unbalanced force affects it.
Second law of motion, the law of acceleration. The force of an object is directly proportional to the mass and acceleration. The mass of an object is inversely proportional to its acceleration. Example.
Examples of Newton's second law. If you use the same force to push Frankie and Cheryl, Cheryl will have more acceleration than Frankie because Cheryl has less mass.
Third law of motion, the law of interaction. In every action, there is always an opposite and equal reaction.
The third law of motion example is when you cut a paper, it will turn into small pieces. If you pour a water on the ground will be wet.
Hi guys. There are 5 forms of motion. Rectilinear motion, curvilinear motion, rotational motion, oscillatory motion, and the last, revolutionary motion.
Rectilinear motion is another name for straight line motion. This type of motion describes the movement of a particular or a body. A body is used to experience rectilinear motion if any two particles of the body travel the same distance along two parallel straight lines. Curvilinear motion is defined as a motion that occurs when a particular travels along a curved path. The curved path can be in 2 dimensions or in 3 dimensions. This type of motion is more complex than rectilinear motion.
Oh my God! There's a shortcut! Oh!
Rotational motion. An object is said to be in rotational motion when it stays at one place and turns round and round on its own axis. Oscillatory motion is a motion that repeats itself in a regular cycle. A body is said to be in oscillatory motion when it swings to and to about a mean position. Circular or revolving motion. A body is said to be in circular motion when it is moving in circles, like a ceiling fan's blade rotating around a hub.
There are three types of motion. Ay, uli. There are
Law of motion. The law of
Okay ra. Sige, play.
Hi guys. Okay.